Sean Hyatt here, and I'm here with our good friend Dana from the Liberty community. Um, Dana, welcome. We are here because Dana agreed to share a little bit of her story about where she has found life outside of her previous organization. So this is a topic that we've been talking about a lot here at the Liberty community with a lot of the folks, and we've been sharing where we've experienced God's life and witnessed Him at work outside the walls of our previous organization. So, Dana, welcome. Introduce yourself and just say something quick about your journey, and we'll go from there.
All right, sounds good. So, as Sean said, my name is Dana, and I grew up in the UPC and been out for a little over a year now. It's been quite the journey. Shortly after leaving my church that I'd been going to for the last few years, I started going to a home mission church where the minister there, also in the UPC, because I was trying to stay in the same organization at the time, just basically gave me the best gift he could have and said, the goal is heaven, and if we can't do that for you, you got to find someplace that will. So I said, okay. It was like a burden lifted off my shoulders at that point, and I started my journey into looking into other organizations.
Dana,
Like,
what was that like for you? I mean, that was freeing, but I'm sure
yeah,
that's not the only thing you felt. Was that had to have been pretty scary and like, whoa, what's next?
yeah, it was kind of frightening because so much of my previous experience had told me that other people didn't have God, that they didn't have the truth, and that here I was going totally against everything that I had been originally taught. I ended up with the Assemblies of God, a local congregation near my home, because I felt like it was the closest thing to what I had growing up, without actually being that organization. They were very family-oriented, and I had known somebody who had gone to that congregation previous and had a similar background to me, so it was attractive to me in that regard because she always spoke very fondly of this congregation.
So that's where you find yourself now, still?
Yes, I've been there. I've been attending there for the last, since I left, basically, and have found it to be a very good place for me.
Unpack that a little bit. Obviously, we're talking about where we've seen God at work and how God has used something outside your previous organization. So how have you seen God's life, and how has He really used that in you?
I really felt like this church was community-minded, and that was important to me. Everything from being involved in the community, not being very exclusive to just the four walls, that they do like a community garden and have given thousands and thousands of pounds of food away. They really have allowed me to just be one of the crowd, which for me has been totally healing. I'm not 100% to the place where I feel like I'm free of past hurts and stuff, but I definitely feel a little bit closer to the goal.
So it's been a safe place for you to heal.
Definitely. The messages have always hit home, or brought me to know where home was. Also equally important in this journey and leaving. Sometimes you don't really know where you're at. I found that it's been a challenge for me to always know my mind in the midst of trying to switch glasses from the rose-colored ones I grew up with to a totally different pair. um, yeah, it's been interesting. They've
So God
talked,
has brought you to a safe place um, to just
just
be and to
yeah,
heal and to start relearning some things and just kind of be a part of the crowd rather than having to be having to be one of the key people in the church all the time.
yeah. I was like, I always felt like I was being pressured before to do more, be more. But I don't feel like that anymore. I don't feel like I have to be involved in everything. I don't have to show up to every single service to know God. And that I can be my own original self,
Oh,
one that was meant to fly.
wonderful to have the freedom to break out of that mold. So if
Yeah,
you could give a quick piece of advice to anyone watching this video who may be on a similar journey, what might that be?
go for it. It's scary, it's terrifying, it's worth it to be your own original you.
Good word, and thank you so much for sharing your story, Dana. We will be talking more on the Liberty community. So goodbye out there, and thanks again, Dana, for sharing.
No problem.
Bye.
See ya.